Hello, my name is Flame. I am a verified commissioner in the printing community. Today I'm going to be teaching you the full guide on the Swift printer. Because whenever I was getting started with the Swift printer, I watched Dog's tutorial. It's good. It doesn't cover everything that you need to know. So I'm going to go to everything start to finish. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to go to GitHub, trust GitHub, you visit the site, you want to go over to code and then download the zip. I already have it downloaded, of course, but once you extract it, you will get Swift Printer main, and you're just going to open that up and just keep it open. You're going to see positions of it's like settings, and it'll have different dimensions. Essentially, you want to copy and paste those positions, whichever dimensions that you have, and paste it into here. But since I have the 10, I think it's 1090, somewhere around there, not really exactly sure. I already have the default position, so I don't need to do anything with that. So if you're just getting started with printing, you're gonna have to download Python, which let's see. So you'll download it from here, depending on what you have. I'm not really sure if Rec Room is even on Mac, but you'll download it from here, and then you're going to go to resources, I think. Setup guide, probably. And somewhere in here, you should find these right here. So you have to go into command prompt and paste these, and then you'll be good to go and follow the rest of this tutorial. So after you get all this, you first have to, create a shirt. So it's pretty simple. You'll find the shirt templates in the resources. Usually I just use this one, but I made a single side version of it, that is in my commissions folder that I have everything, so it's front only. But to create a shirt, you're gonna want to go to Photopea. You open your template, you go get a shirt. If you don't know, Windows Shift plus S is quick screenshot. So what I do is I get the shirt, kind of make it look like flat. I try to find really flat shirts, and then I screenshot the middle of it, and I post that screenshot into here, and I first get the color of it, and then I make a new project. And if I'm going too fast, just rewind, and on Discord as well, feel free to message me if you're having any trouble. So for this, I increase the size all the way up, and then you go to color. It should be the one that you use the watermarker tool, and then you just paint around it. So, and then you click the move tool and make sure that it's not locked into place, and you drag it on top of that. Make sure that it's in the background, otherwise it's going to go over it like that. You want it in the background so that it has that look. Now what I usually do is I remove the background. So you get the magic wand tool, which is right here, or you just press W. You can do that either way, and then click on the black. Deselect, and then click on the black, and then click delete. And it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, there's still a little black in here, but since it's the same shirt color, it'll be fine. So you just drag it over. You position it the way that you want it to be. I usually just put it in the middle, and then expand it to where it's, you know, all around the whole shirt. So you see it's just like normal, even though with those little things, but because it's the same color in the background, it will work just fine. And so yeah, you're basically done with the shirt process. It is pretty quick. Once you get into your rhythm, you can make sure it's really quick. I have over like 200 printed, so yeah, you can make them pretty damn quick. So the thing that I do, it saves like maybe a fraction of a second, is you delete this background, so that it's just like this. And basically what that does is it allows the color compiler thing or whatever that is in the script, it allows it to not have another color to deal with, therefore the print will become shorter. So it's nice and easy to do it that way. And then after you delete that background, you come over here, up to File, Export as PNG, name it anything you want, just make sure it's 350, width is 350, height is 523. I'm just gonna name it Funny Cat Shirt. It really does not matter what you name it. So save, and then it'll go in your downloads. And then unless you want to make more shirts, Photopea is done. You don't need that anymore. This link will be in the description. And it's also in the README as well. Should be, yeah, it's right here. So you can either go into my description, or go to the README and copy this and put it in. But basically you'll use this to get the data of the image so that it can be made into strings. So essentially you hit choose file, you will choose the file that you have, and then you will upload it. It'll load a little bit. It'll give you about a rough estimate of how much time it'll take. I found that it's pretty accurate with some things, but there was one that I had that it said 13 minutes and it took like 25 minutes to print, so it's not completely accurate, but it's not horrible. And then you'll have this in your downloads. Essentially what you want to do after that is you want to go to downloads. You take your zip, don't unzip it, because it needs to be zipped. You take your zip, you drag it to your Swift printer, and you just move it there, and it'll just stay there, nice and easy. So we're done with that, done with the upload. So now we'll go to Rec Room. So the first thing that you're going to want to do in Rec Room is go to the Swift printer room. It's this one right here. It's by Faust Roland. He's the creator. You join the public. And this is going to be just the whole initial setup before you print. Anyway, the important part is right here. You're going to want to get all of these except for the markers, because I use a speed marker recolor thing. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it essentially recolors the marker. It recolors the markers in like 4 seconds, if that. So the main ones that you need are Swift Printer data tables and Swift Printer itself. but you do not need the markers. And if you want to do canvases, get that. If you don't want to do canvases, you don't have to worry about it. So I have all these inventions, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then you go to dorm room. And if you have any dorm skins or anything, you're not going to want to have those. You want to go to general and just delete everything. Everything's already deleted in mine, so it shouldn't do much. So now you want to spawn in your inventions. So this is the marker recolorer. You should probably want to get that first. Essentially you get it by just searching shirt printer marker recolor, and then it's that right there. And then it should have this as well. Yeah, it has this invention in here. It's down here. So yeah, you'll need both of these, but we'll get to that in a second. You'll need all of these, but you'll get that from here. So essentially, the order of importing, spawning in the inventions, you're gonna want to spawn in the Swift printer. You don't want to spawn it in just like by clicking. You go to view store, you spawn, and then you should see the chips over there. And then this one, you're gonna have to save your room whenever you spawn it because it has data tables. So you spawn it, it'll ask if you want to save your room. You save, and it'll just save your room. Okay, room saved. And once you pull out your maker pen, you should see all of this. And if you go outside, you should see all of this. So now we do the colors. So the invention, you're not going to have all these markers just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn like in the order. So first you're going to want to go here, same thing in store, spawn, and it'll appear on the wall here. And then when it appears on the wall, you have the inventions. You're going to want to get 1, 2, 3, and 4, the marker sets. And then you're going to want to get the colors data as well. And once you have those, you're just going to spawn the marker sets in order. So spawn the marker set 1. Spawn marker set 2. Set 3. Set 4. And once you spawn all those, they should be out here, just in a line. Yep, just like that. And then after that, you're going to spawn the marker's color data. And once again, it's going to have you save your room because it's data tables. So save. Ease of use. What I usually do is I take the data table. You want to put your snap mode on grid, by the way. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you in a second. So snapping settings, you go up here. You go, it'll probably be either off, or service, or grid, depending on, you know, like how you are familiar with the maker pen. But you want to be on grid. And then, so yeah. So this table, essentially, what you'll do is you'll put your color code in there, but we'll get to that in a second. Next thing I do is I take the start button and I bring it over here as well because it's just easier. That. Oh, I almost forgot. So you're gonna want to connect these up. So Y goes to where? Wait, what? Hold up. Yeah, so X goes to X, Y goes to Y, and Z goes to Z. So Z over here is this. X goes to that. and the string goes to that. For Swift printer, you're gonna want to have it as true. If you're using McRen's printer, the markers will be over there, and 2, it'll be set to false. So yeah, that's the color setup, and then pretty much everything is set up. So now, essentially, what you're gonna want to do is this is the way that I do it. So you're gonna go to your file, you're gonna click manual tables. It's gonna ask, make sure that it says the right zip. If you don't have the zip file, if you don't have the zip file, it will not show up. And it makes a little bit harder. So you got to have the zip file in here, and if it's unzipped, it'll also not show up. So, and then you just kind of follow directions, press enter to exit. And as you can see, we have image data 01, image data 00, image data 01, and image hex. So the first thing that I do is I upload the image data, and how you do that is 00 is actually table number 1, 01 is table number 2, and so on. So table 5 is going to actually be table 6. It gets a little confusing at first, but once you get used to it, it's not that confusing. So first thing you do, get rid of these, open 00, Control A to highlight all. Okay. Control A to highlight all, Control C to copy, minimize it, go to Rec Room, hit configure, you edit data table. You're gonna press this button right here that looks like a little block with a download icon. Go to data, Control V, and it'll take a couple seconds or half a second. And then it'll have all this. You don't need to proofread it to make sure that it's good, because the scripts will do that for you. You generate, and then if you have just 00, then cool. If your print is bigger than 00, like mine is, then you're gonna want to go to the next one, which is 01. Edit data table. Make sure you don't put in 00 on accident. Image data 01. Once again, Control A, Control C. Download, or like generate data table button. Control V and generate. I don't think any of the other ones have strings. And then we go to configure, edit this table, and then do this, and then go back to your files. And now we're gonna open image underscore hex right here. And once again, Control A, Control C, X out that, minimize that, Control V, and these are all color codes. And so what it's going to do is after you generate it and it saves the room, again, there's going to be a lot of saving the room because it's a bunch of data tables. So it's going to be a lot of saving the room. Essentially, once you've got all your data done, you got your image hex done, you press start, and it's going to take, maybe 2 seconds to recolor all the markers versus sitting here and selecting the import and have it take like 17 some minutes to import the colors, because 212 markers is a lot to recolor. But this just does it for you, and see all the colors are correct. If you're trying to make a shirt that has like transparency, it's technically not possible, but there is a way to do it. Essentially what I would do is, when I did that background, how I made it the color of the shirt, like of the background of the cat. You want to make it like a really bright and annoying color, something that you can easily pick out. I would do like a green screen kind of color. And then basically every single color that you see on here that is that color, you're just going to delete the marker. Make sure you don't delete the trigger volume or the clamp chip at all, because then it'll mess up the whole system. But if you delete the marker, then it won't print that background, and you can just use the shirt color menu to um, get the color background that you want part, which is this right here. So you do start. These ones go here. Reposition goes here. Done goes to here. The board placement. These all go to here. None of this matters right here. License, kind of matters. I don't really know. So we'll find out. If we have to put the license in, then we'll put the license in. But A goes to A. B goes to B. X goes to X. And Y goes to Y. And that should be good. Make sure that if you're doing a shirt, then that is true. I don't have a back, so we're not printing the back. This, and then print. Oh. Okay. So you do have to have the license. That makes sense. Okay. But you saw how it said initializing code planes, initializing markers, and all that. Whoops. Okay. Every time you do a room reset, it's gonna shoot you into the. It's gonna shoot you into the freaking chair. Okay, so license. Yeah, I guess you do have to have the license. That makes sense. So I guess for the license, we go back to here. Last save was 3 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. Don't save. Sorry, this is a long video. Basically, I'm just trying to get everything, just everything done. So you'll generate a license, and then what I did was just screenshot it. So, and then you just go back to your dorm room. Okay, and then fly up, wait for it to shoot you into the seat, and then get out of the seat, drop the trigger, go to connect, go to the license spot, click it, put the value. So it will be connected to your account. I do know that the license will connect to your account. So you're just gonna type in exactly what it generated. 159 E6. Then you click done, and then it'll save it, and boom, just like that. Okay, it decided that it didn't want to save for some reason. Okay. Reconnect all this. Oh, right, because I didn't save it. Whoops. Okay. Don't be stupid like me, and save your room. Reconnect all this. Make sure the shirt is true. Print back is false because I don't have a back to my shirt. And if you do have a back to your shirt, then make sure, of course, it's true. X goes to X, Y goes to Y, A to A, and B to B. And that should be good now that we have the license in there. Yeah, and just to make sure, I'm gonna go ahead and save the room. Even if you save the room and like name it like printer or something, it's not gonna matter because you're just gonna save the room a whole bunch of other times whenever you do other prints. So I don't really name it at all. So. Okay, save the room and then make sure that the print does the thing. So if it says initializing line progress, initializing markers, should say code points next. Yep. And then printing, and then the markers will appear, maybe, probably, I don't know. But since the shirt board is not there, it's not going to do anything. So room reset event, and then it will reset. And here is, in my opinion, the hardest part, because for some reason my shirt board spawns diagonally like this, and it just doesn't work. So what I have to do is I have to like search over here, do that. Basically what you want is you want these numbers down here as close to 1. You want the left one as close to 1 as possible, and the right one as low as a number with that 1. So this is actually fine. These coordinates are fine. And then you're gonna press the plus, plus, plus until it fades out. Check again to make sure that it's good. This is my Coast Guard shirt. I'll just go ahead and clear that. And what I like to do as well for this, actually, you're gonna go back to your browser, and you're gonna go back to Photopea. And what I like to do is open the shirt right here, and then you use the eyedropper tool just like this, and then you go to the color, you take the color code, you copy it, close the browser, go to that, shirt color, custom, paste that in so that it has the exact same color background as the shirt. And so now it's really easy. You just go down here, press print, it'll initialize the line, it'll initialize the code and all that. And then it'll print.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Print. Okay. So now it is printing, and I got it to work. So essentially, what I did wrong was I forgot to do all of this, and then when you open up the log, it'll tell you what you did wrong. So what I did essentially was, see, it said wrong metadata, and so if you have that, essentially just recopy your data and put it into whichever data table it says. So right now it's printing, and the thing that I love about the Swift printer is it's lightning fast. This print is going to take like maybe 5 minutes, and it's honestly spectacular. So yeah, that's that. Let me know in feel free to message me in Discord if you have any questions, and if you have any problems like that, and I will do my best to help out with that. But for now, thank you so much for staying with me for that long period of time. There's a lot that goes into this, the setup part anyway. The setup part is long, and then everything else is pretty quick after that. So but thank you so much, and happy printing.